Hey everyone, I know I haven't been on here in a long time, but I just wanted to record something that I could upload later, so here goes. What I want to talk about is health related, so if you're kind of not interested in that kind of thing, I guess don't watch. So people that have been following me with a while would know that I was diagnosed with endometriosis in October last year. Now, it's not something that just came on all of a sudden. We'll say the symptoms, they were there since I was about 12. So I just want to go and tell you a bit of tips and tricks, I guess. Tips and tricks, I guess, is the wrong word, but I just kind of want to go through my journey kind of without going too personal. I just want to kind of raise awareness because there's a lot of young girls around that I've been speaking to that have got on to me. They're having problems with periods and things like that. And the worst thing about it is they're going through the exact same thing I went through, being totally just bluffed off by their doctors. Take a paracetamol, go home, get a hot water bottle. And the simple fact is, a lot of people, when I told them I had endometriosis, were like, what is that? They had no clue what it was. So I just want to raise awareness for those of you that don't know. Before I get into it though, I just want to apologise for the state of my hair. It's just put into two braids, but it's pulled back so I look like an egghead and my skin's so bad. So first of all, the one thing that I took away from me from the gynecologist that I'm with at the moment is that if you have to take anything more than a paracetamol to get rid of your period cramps or something like that, then it's not a normal period. Now, that's not saying that anybody who has to take something more than a paracetamol has endometriosis. There are a lot of different things. There's dysmenorrhea, there's cysts, there's loads of things. So, my recommendation to somebody that's having problems with periods or painful periods or anything like that is to get seen as soon as possible, and to get seen before, like I left it, well, I didn't leave it, but I was bluffed off from 12 until now when I am 27. When I was 26 when I got my operation done, so I was bluffed off that long, passed from GP to GP, gynecologist to gynecologist. I was told it was all in my head, I was told I was going crazy, I was told I was making it up, I was told that it was just a painful period, get over yourself, all women go through it. I was subscribed oh my god, prescribed antidepressants, and I was prescribed antidepressants, and I was told that it was in my head and all this kind of stuff, and that I was going crazy, and in the end I started thinking that I was. So really and truly, I just want to kind of give a breakdown of what endometriosis is and all this kind of stuff. Now, I can't comment on any other things because I'm not a doctor, but I can just give you my opinion and what I've been told and my experience. So first of all, endometriosis is where endometrial tissue is growing or is seen outside of the uterus. So we'll say in the average person, or we'll say a person that doesn't have endometriosis, the endometrial tissue will only grow inside the uterus. It will grow outside for people like me. It can cause a lot of pain. It can cause, we'll say, digestive problems like bowel problems. It can cause pelvic pain, awful painful period. It can do an awful lot of damage. Now, I had my bowel, my bladder, and my womb separated because they were actually stuck together from the endometrial tissue. So I do have a lot of pain still on my bowel, a lot of problems with my bowel and my bladder, and they constantly feel full all the time. And to be honest, it's kind of something that I've been told I pretty much have to live with. Now, with that being said, the operation that I had was where the endometrial tissue was lasered off. Now, there are some surgeons, I think in Belfast, I'm not sure about surgeons in Republic, they actually cut off the endometrial tissue. So they kind of get it from the root. So I haven't had this done, I've only had the laser, as I said. But what I've kind of been told is getting it cut off is way better because you're just kind of, we'll say, like, how can I explain it? It's a bit like when you prune, we'll say, a tree is the only way I can explain it, or roses and like that. You just take the dead leaves off and stuff like that, and the actual rose itself is left. So that's what the laser is like. But the excision surgery, which is cutting it off, is pretty much like just digging up the root of the rose. So you're taking the entire thing. But my problem is because it's on my bowel, my bladder and my womb, they're quite important. And the laser that my gynecologist surgeon done, the laser was done as much as he possibly could without damaging those organs. Now, on top of that, with endometriosis, there's so many different symptoms and different things that are kind of linked to it. So I'm just going to go through some of them. So there's a lot of things like, oh god, like insomnia and stuff like that. They all come with like the medication that you're on from it. You can be kind of prone to having hormone imbalances, all that kind of stuff, and that can have a lot to do with holding weight, not being able to lose weight. Now, I've also been told that things like arthritis and fibromyalgia can be linked to endometriosis. Now, I'm actually being investigated for both of them, so I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if that's linked to my endometriosis, or is it just I happen to be one of those people that have a couple of things wrong with them. Chronic fatigue is another thing, so you're constantly tired, like upset stomach, bowel problems, bladder problem. A lot of fertility problems come with endometriosis, and I have a lot of scar tissue and damage to my womb, my fallopian tubes. And I also am prone to cysts, so I do get cysts. The one thing about the ones that I get, though, they tend to burst themselves so far. So I am grateful for that, because there's a lot of girls that I've spoke to that have to get their cysts actually cut off or burst in surgery. So there are different ways really to, I suppose, treat endometriosis. It can't be cured, but it can be kind of regulated. But kind of regulated to some extent, I guess. It's never gone. You'll always have it once you have it, so it's kind of just there. So really the bottom line really of endometriosis, the treatment for it is hormones. So things like the contraceptive pill, the Mirena coil, what else? There's injections like Decapeptyl that brings you into early menopause. And all those things. So there's loads of different options, but you have to get one that suits you. What suits me mightn't suit someone else, etc. So I've been chatting enough about it now, but I hope that whoever added me since I put up about it before will enjoy this. Well, maybe enjoy it is the wrong word, but oh my god, I look dead. But at least get some information and kind of go away with knowing what it is. And really all I want to say at the end of this is, if you are having problems with any of those things, we'll say periods, pelvic pain, bowel pain, bladder pain, all that kind of stuff, please go and get it checked. And as I say, if you have painful periods and it takes more than a paracetamol to get rid of your pain, or you have to stop doing your daily activities, then please go. It's so important, because it can cause infertility in the future. There's no medals for dealing with pain. And what I mean by that is, at the end of the day, if you're suffering in pain for days on end when you have your period, or even before or after your period, or during ovulation, nobody's going to hand you a medal for being so brave for dealing with the pain. So you best just get the pain checked, find out exactly why it's there. Also, on top of that, if someone in your family has endometriosis, I think there is a kind of a link that you are more prone to it if someone in your family has it. Like, I had a member of my family with endometrial cysts and stuff like that, so you're best off to get checked. And also on top of that, the other thing I want to add is, I was actually diagnosed with dysmenorrhea for years, first of all, which is pretty much just known as painful periods. And I was brushed off constantly. I went to South Dock multiple times, A&E multiple times, passed out in A&E, went to gynecologist. And I was just constantly told it's in your head, it's painful periods. It could be a bit of IBS, could be a metabolic syndrome, could be the weight that you're holding. It's a really, really crap illness, or disease, whatever you want to call it. It's horrible. It's every day. You can't make plans, because you wake up in the morning, you don't know how you're going to be that day. Some mornings I wake up and I'm crippled over in pain. I'm stuck to the hot water bottle in my pajamas for the day. Other days I could be fine. I could be I always constantly have pain is one thing, but it's bearable now. So I don't know, is it more my pain is getting less, or am I just getting more like tolerant of it? I guess I'm not sure. It's really hard to explain. So it's like a chronic pain illness, I guess. If you get it like a Decapeptyl injection, a lot of people say that when it brings on the early menopause, it gets rid of all your pain, your spotting, your irregular bleeding, all that kind of stuff, but it gives you different side effects. So it'll give you the hot flushes, the not sleeping, the painful joints. So it's really a robbing Peter to save Paul kind of situation. But to sum it up, really, I just want to say, please guys, get checked. Do not let doctors brush you off. And what I've learned so far in my 27 years of going to doctors is, you know your body more than the doctor does. So your doctor can say to you, oh, that's normal, that pain is normal. You know whether it's normal or not. Is it normal for you? Does it feel right? And just go get checked, because it could be maybe a cyst, it could be anything. So if you have irregular periods, painful periods, anything like that, please go. And anyone that's watching this that does have endometriosis or cysts or infertility or anything like that, just know that you're not alone. And even more importantly, you're not crazy. Because I actually thought I was crazy for a long time, because I was being told it constantly by doctors. You're not crazy. So just remember that. Don't let it take over your life. I know it's so easy to let it take over your life because it seems like it is. But just keep fighting. Keep on going.